is buying a car and paying in installments for 8 years with 4.99% interest halal? We've been reading online that as long as the monthly installments payments agreed upon don't change for 8 years, as well as the interest rate, then this is permissible. Car is 45,000 plus taxes and interest, and the full price becomes 56,000. That 56,000 will be split monthly over 8 years, and monthly payment never changes. The answer is yes, this is basically halal. See, to buy something in installments, you have to have two conditions. One, that who you're buying it from actually owns the product. So he is not a facilitator or a third party or a financer. Rather, he is the owner of the product. Condition number two is before we sign the contract, the final price has to be fixed, regardless of the interest added to it, rather the profit added to it. So if it's like 45,000 and he says, I'd like to sell it to you for 90,000, double the price, no problem, as long as we've agreed upon this, and it cannot be 91 increased in the future. 90 is fixed. I sign, he signs, the duration is fixed. Even if I exceed the duration, he would not put a penalty on me. He can't. We've agreed on 10 years that I pay him monthly. I defaulted in 2 or 3 payments. The price remains the same. I'm sinful. He can take me to court, but the price remains the same. Not a single dollar or euro over the 90,000 that we have agreed upon. So these are the two conditions. If they were fulfilled, then yes, there's no problem. I can sell you this pen to Ali for 1 riyal. And I can sell it to Ahmed for 10 riyals, all in cash. Ahmed has no right to object and say, why do you sell Ali for 1 riyal and sell it to me for 10 riyals? I said, this is my pen. If I wish, I can give it to Ali for free. And if I wish, I could sell it to you for 100. It's up to you whether you accept or not. But at the end of the day, it's my pen. So whether I sell it in cash for 1 riyal or I sell it in installments for 10 riyals, as long as I'm the owner and as long as before the transaction is finalized, the final price is set and not to be increased, then there's no problem in that, insha'Allah azza wa jal. Maryam says that she has a confusion between 2 hadiths. The first hadith, the Prophet says, alayhi salam, min husni islam al-mar'i tarkuhu ma la ya'ni. It is a sign of a person's good Islam that he does not investigate, that he does not snoops, that he does not put his nose in things that do not relate to him. And then there is another hadith where the Prophet tells us whenever any one of you sees something wrong happening, he should stop it with his hands, if not, then with his tongue, and if not, then with his heart. So she has this confusion. There's no need for confusion. Whenever a sin is being committed in front of you, this is part of your duty, because the one who told you to mind your own business is the one who told you whenever you see something sinful being committed in front of you, that you have to prevent it. But the first hadith, which in short says, mind your own business, is related to things that do not affect the community. It's not sinful. It doesn't affect me. Such as, so many times I sit with someone in the plane or on the plane or when we're traveling or at the waiting room in a hospital, and he says, Assalamu alaikum, alaikum salam. How are you? Alhamdulillah. And he keeps on interrogating me. How old are you? Married? How many? How many kids? And then he goes on a little bit personal. Working? What's your salary? Excuse me? This is none of your business. So this is something that shows you do not have good Islam. Unlike when someone is smoking next to me and I say, Akhi, may Allah forgive you, but smoking is haram and we are in a non-smoking area. So please extinguish your cigarette. If I